Technology then. Okay, so this is an area we're moving into. I know you really like it. You particularly have been sort of quite sort of front and centre about this. So, I always try and say we're moving from a consultancy business with a few software applications to a technology-enabled platform of client services. So, we call it EPML, Evaluate, Procure, Manage and Learn. What's your view of that, and how will we see this sort of integrate for the medium framework in the next sort of 3 or 4 years?
I think with the sort of number of inquiries and things we're getting through, it's important that suppliers have that sort of dashboard where they can view everything at once. There's a lot of suppliers on there who receive so many inquiries. It needs to be managed by technology to sort of keep everything in order, and you need to know where you're up to with your certain procurements, or if you're on site, it's submitting data so that we're aware of what's going on. And obviously it links back into social value and Loop and using the other parts of our brand to sort of give that full picture for the client.
Yeah, so it's great for doing the heavy lifting, as I think people refer to it.
Yeah.
So that's your dashboard and the inquiries. But that integrating the social value piece is really important. I mean, social value on large projects is often a clear message, but even in the medium works, are we seeing a lot of clients wanting to have that?
Yeah, so I think there's more and more all the time looking at social value, and I'd say most of our tenders have at least 10-15% weighted on social value. I think it's just very important that we relate it back to the project, don't make it too generic. But with Loop, the integration with Loop, it makes it easier to do that, and the KPIs that you can set around social value can be quite specific.
Yeah, I mean there are approximately 800 KPIs or metrics. I think at that level you probably can't call them all KPIs. There's lots of metrics, and I think it's a very structured approach. And as you say, if you get the purpose right at the beginning for the project, that's how you follow it through. When a project is delivered, what do you do at that point? We have this sort of measurement process, don't we? So at the framework level and at the project. So what do you do there, and what do we do for the clients and the contractor?
Yeah, so we've got some sort of dashboard requirements where suppliers are basically submitting data on a monthly basis. Obviously, we only take our commission during the project itself, so it's in our best interest to make sure that's all going smoothly. So every quarter we check in on the sort of KPIs for client satisfaction, any social value KPIs or anything else the client specified, and we just make sure that the contractor's doing what they said they were going to do. If we need to step in, it's all we can do, and we sort of reserve that right.
Yeah, so really it's really important then. So the way we monitor performance allows the contractor or the supplier or the consultant, depending on what sort of status they are, to know how they're getting on in our framework, and also for clients to understand how the contractors, suppliers and consultants are performing. So there's both of those lenses there, aren't there?
Yeah, and it gives a good picture, and it sort of shows how well the framework's working. If all our suppliers are performing, then it makes it a stronger framework. And obviously it's in our best interest to make sure that happens for the client.